What's going on, Stim Junkies? Hi, Stim Ace here. Welcome to my newly renovated studio. I decided it was time for me to get rid of my little home gym. I felt like it looked a little bit unprofessional, if I'm being honest. And now that thankfully I've been growing a little bit here on YouTube, thanks to each and every one of you guys on YouTube, on Instagram, who have been liking the videos and sharing the video, subscribing, using the affiliate links. I appreciate each and every one of you guys more than you know. It really means a lot, and I'm so grateful to this incredible community for coming together and really acting like an awesome community. Thank you guys so much. So I invested in a couple of stuff. I still have a long way to go, clearly. I just realized that the new phone that I'm recording from right now doesn't have an auxiliary port, so I'm not able to use my wired microphone. So the next thing I'm going to have to invest in is a wireless mic. But little by little, we're going to build this channel up. We're going to up the production value a little bit. And ultimately, my goal is to create the best possible content for you guys so you guys can enjoy and appreciate the content and have a great time watching it, whether it's a quick 7-8 minute protein review or a more in-depth 15-16 minute pre-workout review. Whatever it is, guys, I do this for you to enjoy and for us to grow together as a community. With that being said, I have a very, very special review today that is something I wanted to do, honestly, since I was at less than 200 subscribers, but I kept pushing it off, and it just ended up on the back burner. And then as I started getting more affiliated with certain companies, I started getting pre-workouts in and proteins and other products to review, and little by little, this idea that was on the back burner vanished from my mind entirely. And I figured, in honor of this rebranding, I guess you can say this restructuring, moving a couple of things around here in my studio, and making a nice, smooth experience for you, the viewers, I decided I'm going to bring this idea out of the recycle bin and put it out there for you guys. So I'm sure many of you have heard of Bulkstimulants.com. It's a website that I am not affiliated with. They sell single ingredient stimulants as well as other the nootropics and all kinds of ingredients. They sell glycerol powder, but mostly it's single ingredient stimulants. That's the main bread and butter of Bulkstimulants.com. I came across this website a while back when I was searching for DMAA, and pre-workouts were starting to remove it from their products, so I wanted to have my own source of DMAA where I can, play a little bit of mad chemist, add it to certain products, and do my best to recreate certain products that were no longer in existence. My very first experiment was actually getting the Zeus pre-workout and adding a little bit of DMAA to that to kind of try to replicate dark energy a little bit. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. But needless to say, over the last year, I've collected a couple of things from Bulk Stimulants. I actually have 6 items from them, not including the glycerol powder, which I'm not going to be reviewing on this video, but I'm going to be going through these things one by one. They all have different purposes, they serve different functions, and I'm going to tell you what I think of it. Is it worth picking up and adding to your arsenal? Once again, I'm not affiliated with this company. I have no discount codes. They don't really provide discount codes that often. It's not something they do. Once in a while, there's a sale or something on the website, but mostly there aren't any discount codes. But let's begin this video, and we're going to start with the very first one, and this right here is teacrine. I don't know if you guys know what teacrine is, but essentially it's kind of like the cousin of caffeine, a little bit more naturally sourced caffeine, and servings per container, you're actually going to have 133 servings per packet. Yeah, these packets are tiny, but you have to understand that the scooper that comes included with this is this little baby scoop. So this right here is a 10 milligram scoop. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little baby scoop, right? So this right here gives you about 10 milligrams, more or less. And then you have the other scoop which they provide, this little black one here, which this one supposedly gives you 75 milligrams. As always, it is important to have a digital scale, especially when you're dealing with single ingredient stimulants. So back to teacrine, guys. Like I said, servings per container, 133 roughly, and amount per serving is 75 milligrams. So ideally, you're going to take one of these little black scoopers right here. This is going to give you about 75-80 milligrams. And you're going to want to add it to a beverage. There's certain people that dry scoop it. Again, it's not like taking a dry scoop of pre-workout. This is a very, very minuscule scoop over here. But either way, this one right here tastes nasty. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, the teacrine, even cutting it with juice or whatever, just one teeny little scoop, it adds such a synthetic bitterness to whatever you're adding it to that it's nasty. So what I like to do personally is I keep diet cranberry juice on hand, the one that's like 5 calories per serving. It's got a very tart, powerful flavor, and I'll add, personally, I like adding 2 scoops. So 150 milligrams, I think that is the perfect sweet spot. and I will just take a shot of that cranberry juice, mix it in, shoot it down real quick, and then chase it down with some more water. That's what I like to do personally. If you guys are beginners, you're going to want to start with 75 milligrams, stick to the recommended serving size. Now, what the teacrine actually does, what the function of this is to give you an alertness, a sense of waking up. It's pretty much going to have the same function as caffeine without the jitters or negative side effects if you guys are sensitive to caffeine. I know most of you guys watching are stim junkies, so you're probably not sensitive to caffeine, but teacrine is a good option for when you're trying to cycle off any stimulants, because this technically is not a stimulant. Now, I'm not a chemistry major, I'm not a lab geek, I don't understand the ins and the outs of every little thing, but this is indeed not categorized as a stimulant, so you're not going to have those negative side effects that overstimulating yourself can provide. So what it says here under suggested use: take 50 to 200 milligrams of teacrine anytime heightened focus and alertness are desired, may be combined with caffeine for enhanced results. And that right there is the key. So combining this with a cup of coffee will definitely make the results much better. So ideally, I'm going to take a shot of this. Like I said, take 2 scoops for me personally, and I'm going to shoot it down with juice or whatever. And then I can have a cup of coffee 5-10 minutes later, and it really will amplify the effects. It really is an alertness providing kind of product where you're going to feel like you're really well rested. Even if you're on 5.5-6 hours of sleep, suddenly you're going to feel alert and ready to take on the day. There's no buzz or anything like that going on in here. This isn't something that I really see in pre-workouts a lot. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 pre-workouts that have teacrine in there, but not that many. But regardless, this is something that is there for your morning routine. You want to wake up, you want to be alert, and just be ready to take on the day. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep the night before. Great product to combine with caffeine, or you can even take it without caffeine, and it works really, really well. It's even, in a way, it's cleaner than caffeine. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something you have to experience on your own body. So when it comes to teacrine from Bulkstimulants, it gets a yay, because I really, really like this product. It's something I don't use that frequently because I am testing a lot of fat burners and whatnot. But for you guys, average everyday workers, 9-to-5 workers, I don't see the detriment in getting this. This is a great product, and I highly recommend it. Next up is a nootropic, and this right here is a really popular one that the FDA has been getting their eyes on lately. They're not big fans of this one. What I have here is Noopept. Yeah, guys, Noopept. A lot of you guys know Noopept, and there are certain pre-workouts that do have Noopept included. One of my favorite recent ones would be the reformulated version of crack, the DMAA crack, the OG, the new one that came out a couple of months ago. It does have 30 milligrams of Noopept in there, which is technically the clinical dose as far as it goes. Again, this is a research chemical, so clinical dose, I mean, yeah. Anyway, it says right here, scoop size is 10 milligrams, scoops per packet, approximately 1,000. So value for money, the one thing I gotta say about bulk stimulants, value for money is absolutely crazy. Some of these packets literally, I mean, this one's got 1,000 servings in here, so it's gonna take you a while to go through this. But of course, you guys are probably gonna want more than 10 milligram servings. It all depends on the dosing and your protocol, what you're looking for. Are you looking to add this to a nootropic pre-workout that doesn't have it included, or are you looking to microdose every other day for, say, 2 months? It really depends, because there's a lot of research about Noopept saying that taking 10 to 20 milligrams 3 times a week can have really great long-term effects on cognition and memory and make you sharper overall. I personally never tried running it like that. I want to down the line, but right now is just not the time for me to do that kind of experiment. But this is something I like adding to nootropic heavy pre-workouts that don't have Noopept. And again, a lot of pre-workouts today don't have Noopept in there. But this is something really that puts you in a bubble. And really, for me, I tried it on its own a couple of times, just adding it to my cup of coffee, or, shooting it with something and then having my coffee. And I'll feel it. I'll definitely feel something, a little nootropic sense, a little slight mood elevation. But for me, this really is best combined with an existing pre-workout, even a daily driver, even just like a caffeine alpha yo-based pre-workout that doesn't have any illicits in there. I add you 30 to 40 milligrams of this, and it's really going to put you in a bubble, but again, without the possible side effects that DMAA or DMHA can provide. And it's a great alternative for you guys that are more focused on nootropics as opposed to the stimulants. So I really like this one. It's really, really good. It's probably one of the better ones. I have tried Noopept from a different vendor, but I like this one a little bit more. As far as bulk stimulants Noopept goes, it gets a yay. If you guys have been enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like this video, share the video with a fellow stim junkie or a fitness enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay guys, next up we are getting to the meat and potatoes of this review, the stimulants. The reason you guys are here. So I got 4 stimulants here and I'm gonna rank them in order of weakest to strongest. And I'm gonna start here with Araya Genesis. A lot of you guys are familiar with Araya Genesis. A lot of manufacturers are now moving away from the DMAA and switching over to Araya Genesis because this is legal, first of all. DMAA is not illegal per se, but it's in that gray area. So Araya Genesis is a more clean, natural form, very similar to DMAA, but not quite the same. A lot of people are switching over to this. This does provide the mood elevation, the feel good, energy, and it's just going to put you in a positive headspace. I love Araya Genesis. I personally find that I got to take at least 200 milligrams to feel it, unless it's really well sourced. I've had pre-workouts in the past that had 100 milligrams of Araya, and they slapped. I'm talking about Fiend, which I actually have right up there. You probably can't see it from this view, but Fiend is a great pre-workout. Reviewed it in the past. You guys can watch that in my playlists. Now, with Araya Genesis, with this particular version anyway, you're getting 75 milligrams per scoop, and you're getting 133 servings per pack. It's a good value for money. This thing's not too expensive. This is actually one of the cheaper products on their website. I think it comes in at like $32 or $35. It's been a while since I visited the website, so I don't know if they raised the prices or not, but I remember this being one of the cheaper options. So it says right here, Araya Genesis extract, okay, and phenyldimethylamine citrate. A scale is required to measure accurately. Do not take if you're under 18, pregnant or nursing, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so the typical disclaimer and warning. Now, how do you guys want to use Araya Genesis? So there are many ways to use it, of course. If you guys know, then obviously you can add it to a pre-workout, maybe add it to a daily driver that does not have Araya Genesis. You're going to want to use this scooper right here, the one that gives you 75 milligrams, right? And me personally, I would start with 2 scoops. 1 scoop, you're really not going to feel all that much. The one good use for 1 scoop is maybe if you want to mix it in with your cup of coffee, just to give you a little boost in the morning if you're having a rough morning and you have a long day ahead of you and you want just like a light little buzz to get you started without overwhelming you, then you could try mixing in 1 scoop with your morning cup of coffee, and it's going to give you a little bit of that feel good. And it's going to give you a little bit of that good mood. But if you guys are serious, if you want to add this to like a pre-workout or something, then I'll take 2 to 3 scoops, start off with 2, next time try 3, and add it to a pre-workout, obviously, that doesn't already have Araya Genesis. Like I said, a lot of these newer high-stim pre-workouts already have Araya in there, so you're not going to want to add this. But if you're taking this with something like, again, like the Psychotic or Edge of Insanity or something that doesn't have Araya, this is a great option, and it's affordable. Like I said, it's like $32 or $34. Good value for money. I really like it. So it gets a yay, once again. We're going to go next, and this one here is Amp Citrate. Oh boy, Amp Citrate, guys, also known as DMAA. The special ingredient that's in the Euphoria pre-workout as well as Crack Barbarian. I love this one, guys, and it's funny because the very first time I took it, I actually felt nothing because the prior day I took a DMAA pre-workout, and then when I took the Amp Citrate the next morning to test it out, I didn't feel anything. And I was a little worried, and I actually emailed the manufacturer and I said, listen, guys, I like most of your products, but this one just ain't doing it for me. What's up? And they told me, listen, give it a couple of days, cycle off all the stimulants, try it again. I did, and the results were incredible. So Amp Citrate, and I mentioned this in a bunch of my reviews, it's very, very easy to build a tolerance to Amp Citrate. Usually you build tolerance to a certain product by consuming a certain amount of that product, right? Say if you were taking DMAA 3-4 times a week, then you're going to build a tolerance, and maybe the 4th, 5th time you're not going to feel it as much or at all. But with Amp Citrate, it's funny. If you're taking any stimulant regularly, then the amp won't hit you as well. So it's really, really interesting. It's something that has to do with the compound structure. Again, I'm not a chemist. I don't understand this stuff. I only know this on a very basic elementary level. But the Amp Citrate is best used when you haven't taken any crazy exotic stimulants for 2 to 3 days. If you're just having caffeine regularly, that's okay. But if, say, you had a DMAA or DMAA pre-workout the night prior, you're not going to want to take this in the morning because it's not going to do much for you, if I'm being honest. So this is best utilized when you cycle off for 2-3 days. Take a little bit of this in the morning. If you're taking this for a nootropic kind of effect, or if you're adding it to a pre-workout. So about the dosages. Scoop size is 75 milligrams. Again, the little black scoop. Scoops per pack, approximately 133. Okay, so me personally, my sweet spot is 150 to 225 milligrams. That's my sweet spot. This here is pretty potent, so start with 2 scoops and work your way up to 3 if you have to. I never tried 4 because I never had the need to try 4, but for me, 3 is great. I will add this to a medium to high stim pre-workout on days that I really want to get that focus. So if you guys have taken Excelsior or Smash AMF or the new Oxymelt from KJ Labs, you know that focus, that tunnel is crazy. And sometimes you want to get in that tunnel. You want to go to the gym and you want to zone out. You don't want to pay attention to any of that background noise. You just want to be there with your music, with the weights, and just focused for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And this thing here is what's going to bring that focus to the next level. This really, really builds that focus, but also provides a mood elevation that intertwines with that focus. It's really beautiful. That's why I love DMAA-based pre-workouts such as Euphoria from Star Labs or Crack Barbarian from Dark Labs, because they really have a euphoric kind of focus, if that makes sense. So to me, this is best utilized mixed in with a medium stim kind of pre-workout, maybe like the new hybrid from Kilo Labs, the reformulated one that has Araya in there, or you can really go maniaco and mix it with a DMHA based pre-workout and really, really go crazy on those weights, because the focus this provides is unreal, and you're gonna see once you take it what it's all about. Now, I've taken this as a nootropic in the past because I am a little bit crazy, you guys know that, but I actually have taken this as a nootropic. I will just shoot it down, take 1 to 2 scoops in the morning, drink plenty of water, and have my cup of coffee right afterwards to help the caffeine elongate and amplify these effects. And man, it really helps you get through the workday, especially if you got a lot of stuff going on. It's great. It's going to provide a good focus and motivation, and you guys are going to love it. I really like this one. Citrate for Bulkstimulants gets a yay once again. They're on a good track so far. They're 4 for 4 so far. Will the next product break the perfect streak? Watch and find out. So I got 2 products left here, and these are the 2 best sellers and the 2 best, strongest stimulants on their website. And of course, we got DMHA and DMAA. Now, if I'm building my way up slowly from weakest to strongest stimulant, then the natural course would be for me to talk about the DMHA next and then talk about the DMAA. But we're going to reverse that over here, because in this case here, the DMHA is by far the superior product, and I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. But let's talk about the DMAA first. Right here, the DMAA. This was the very first product I got from Bulkstimulants. I was actually shocked when I found it online. I didn't even know you could buy single ingredient stimulants. This is a little bit over a year ago, about 1.25 years ago, something like that. And I remember picking up this DMAA. I was so excited. I didn't even know how it was going to arrive. But it came in an envelope within 5-6 days, and I was so excited to take it. And I took it with the Total War, and I didn't feel much. As a matter of fact, I didn't feel any different than I would when taking Total War on its own. I never review Total War, nor will I ever review that pre-workout, but I'm not a big fan of it. It will give you a little tiny boost of energy, and I mean really minuscule boost of energy for about 15-20 minutes. And then it's gone. You don't feel anything anymore after that. So I'm not a fan of Total War. I heard the OG formula was good, but the one that's out there now in the Vitamin Shop and GNC, not good. 40 milligrams added to the pre-workout, did nothing. 60 milligrams added to that pre-workout, did nothing. 80 milligrams added to Total War, did absolutely nothing. So I don't know, did I get a bad batch, or is this just a bunk product? I can tell you that I've tried DMAA from 2 other sources, which I will not name in this video. You guys can shoot me a private message on Instagram at Stim Ace. Give me a follow while you're there, by the way. And if you guys are interested, I can tell you where to pick up actual better DMAA. Now, I don't know if this is the same DMAA that was around 8 to 10 years ago. Who knows? It could just be a different research chemical altogether, but that's what it's being marketed as. And those other 2 sources I have are much better than this one, because this one right here is not worth the money. And this was also the most expensive product. You're getting 1,000 scoops in here, so each scoop is 10 milligrams. And again, usually you're going to want to take anywhere from 30 to 50. You're not going to want to overdo it with DMAA. If this stuff is real potent DMAA, you're not going to want to take 100 milligrams of this. That's way too much. 30 to 40 should suffice. I'll tell you that the other DMAA I have, 30 milligrams added to a daily driver pre-workout is more than enough to take it to the next level. So the fact that 80 milligrams of this did nothing tells me it's not worth it. So obviously when it comes to the DMAA from Bulkstimulants, it gets a big fat nay. Thumbs down for the DMAA, breaking the perfect streak we had going so far. Lastly guys, the last and final product is the DMHA. Yeah guys, the 2-amino-6-methylphane. This is the real deal right here guys. You're getting 133 scoops per packet. Each scoop is 75 milligrams. And I'm going to tell you right now, the 2 scoops of this added to any pre-workout is going to have you flying. This here, I'm going to go on a limb and say that this right here is better than the Dark Labs Euphoria capsules. Yeah, how about that? I don't know guys, I love the Dark Labs Euphoria capsules. One of my favorite caps to take, and they're very easy to stack. But in terms of pure quality, maybe it's just this batch I have here. This is the 11/24 expiration. Maybe I just got lucky with this batch, but I'm telling you guys, 2 scoops of this, which is 150 milligrams, flying, bro. It's going to have me flying through the cosmos. I can literally add it to the crappiest pre-workout. As a matter of fact, I tried this with C4. Yeah, guys, the bottom of the barrel. I tried this with C4, and it had me flying to galaxies that I never knew existed. So the DMHA obviously gets a double yay, double thumbs up, because this thing is freaking incredible. And if you have money to just buy one product from Bulkstimulants, it should definitely be the DMHA. Thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, this video is a gift to you, the community, the hardcore stim junkies that have been supporting me from day one. Because obviously I don't have any affiliation with this website, so I can't even promote any affiliate links on here. There's no benefit from me making this video whatsoever. I did this strictly for you guys. I know that people on the pre-workout supplement subreddit are always looking for single ingredient stimulants to add to their repertoire so they can mix it in with their other pre-workouts and play Mad Chemist, because we all love doing that stuff. So this is my little breakdown. Obviously they have other products on there like Alpha GPC and a couple of other stuff that I've not picked up, and I probably won't. I don't see myself picking up more things from them for the time being. I'm backed up on pre-workouts and products as it is, so I'm trying to get to these reviews one by one. That's it guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got some value from this video. Once again, if you did, then like the video, share the video, comment down below, interact with the High Stim community. Let me know a little bit about yourself and why you watch this channel. And lastly guys, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you so much everybody. I will see you next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care everybody. Stim Ace signing off.